Hello there, Scorpio. This is going to be a Celtic reading, and I'll try to get to the point as fast as we can. It's going to be a Celtic reading for the sign of Scorpio, male, female, I don't know, or whatever you are, whatever you decide to be. It's fine with me, as long as it resonates. That's what matters. And we're going to pull messages and see where you are at the moment, and maybe any potential challenges. Maybe what to focus on, your recent past, maybe your strengths and your near future, and maybe a suggested approach. So let's get into it. This is for the sign of Scorpio. So if you have your sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, this is for you. And just remember to always take in what resonates or what you want out of the reading, and leave the rest behind. Not, I mean, there's so many Scorpios. There's so many people that can potentially see this. So, one certain situation or message can resonate for you, but not the other. So, just take in whatever matters, and move along. Where is Scorpio at the moment? So Scorpio, you maybe are having like a tower moment. You feel a foundational shift in your life or in your situation. And Scorpios are notorious for this. You always expect the you always expect the unexpected. So, feeling a major shift or something just kind of crumbled down to the ground, and now it needs to be rebuilt. So maybe those things happen because it wasn't built on a firm foundation. So it's time for a change and build it back up, but this time stronger. So, as far as where you are right now, what you can ask yourself is, what do you expect in life? How can you let go of expectations? Maybe there's a certain expectation that's making you feel this way, but you need to know that you do have the strength to overcome anything. Scorpios go through crazy downs, and then they bounce back up like even stronger. So, yeah. So this little foundation that just crumbled down, you need to know that it will be built and even stronger this time. We all go through these learning lessons, like we lose something, but then we gain something, and then when we're looking back, it's like, man, that just needed to happen. It was, although it might be sad at the moment, but that was maybe what needed to happen at the moment, because look at where you are right now, and that's maybe where you're going to be looking at in the future. It's like, wow, that just needed to go away, or a certain habit that you have just needed to die off, so like that you can come back stronger. Again, and maybe another message can be, sometimes the victory is not worth the cost. So yeah, that's what I have. So any potential challenges? So as far as your potential challenges is, maybe you are having a challenge with it's maybe not wanting to be around other people, gatherings, celebrations, or you don't feel like you're abundant enough, or you maybe are challenged by, or maybe you're having or maybe not having support, or having somebody to share either feelings or celebrate with. And one thing that you can ask yourself is, what is worth celebrating in your life, and who you want to celebrate with. that's making sense. As far as what to focus on, you got the Nine of Pentacles, you got the Two of Pentacles, and then you got the King of Pentacles. So maybe, is it a work situation that has you feeling like this? Maybe the challenge is that there was not enough gatherings, there was not enough achievements, or you didn't feel like you were abundant enough for the for your work situation, I'm feeling, because there is a lot of pentacles here. So I don't know, but it could be something else. You tell me. The number 38. Are you 38? 65, 72, 77. So as far as what to focus on, you need to focus on enjoying the fruits of your labor, and being able to feel the reward, or enjoy what you are being rewarded. Take the time to enjoy all the rewards of your hard work, and you have come a long way, I'm sure. And also maybe being able to create balance to build wealth and success. Maybe that's your focus, just being able to juggle certain things with ease in certain areas of your life. Having priorities, adapting, and being able to have a balance between maybe your feelings and your work, or a significant other. I'm not sure what, it could be different for everybody, but just being able to have a balance and have your priorities in check. Something that you can ask yourself is, how can you find yourself back to balance? So maybe prioritizing, like, okay, this is what I need to do to get to this point, and scratch off the rest and focus on that. Or if it's another person that you're doing teamwork with, and sit down and talk to that person and say, okay, this is what our goal is, and this is what we need to achieve. We need to hit this goal by a certain amount of time, and have that goal in mind, instead of being able to enjoy the journey. But if the journey is hard, is focus on the goal, so like that you can get there faster. And also being able to focus on solving your issues in a practical way, maybe not being so emotional about it, and focus on being abundant, generous, and being a provider, and being realistic too. So another question for you can be is, how can you be generous with yourself and with others? With yourself, I know you can be generous with others, and Scorpios are all about being there for others, but sometimes you need to also be generous with your own self, and knowing to be able to being able to express that you need emotional support somewhere, or practical support, somebody to talk to, in any way. But you need to fill your cup too, in order to be a better person for others. As far as your recent past, you have the Queen of Swords that came up, and you have the Hierophant. So, let's see. So it looks like in your past, you felt like you were coming to that you were communicating clear what's best for everybody. You had a lot of complexity and a perspective, and you had a clear mind, and that was as far as your past. Maybe it was in a spiritual way. Maybe maybe it was just how can I say, in the past you were seeking more spiritual growth, and maybe that's something that you need to continue exploring. Is what are your beliefs, what are your values, and what do you have faith in. And also the Hierophant is somebody that is more morally correct, you know, trying to be, or trying to put this face to society that you are the, you know, the holy and almighty. And I don't know, is that what you were going through? Or maybe you were being too sharp with your words. Some things that you can take forward is when you think about your past, is what do you believe about the world? What do you believe about yourself? Maybe there is a change that you need to change a belief and have more faith in yourself and have more value to yourself and know how valuable you are, and being able to be more honest and not being so complex all the time. And sometimes you need maybe let God guide you. Have those talks with whoever you believe in, source, energy, God, whoever, and have that communication with him or whoever you believe in, and seek for advice. Or maybe knowing that there is somebody that you can, finding somebody that's wise about what you want to know, to learn from. I hope that's making sense. That's what I'm feeling for you. As far as your strengths at the moment, well, 12. That's a sign. What is your strength at the moment, Scorpio? Well, your strength is being able to listen to your inner voice when it comes to making difficult choices. You have a lot of innocence and a lot of new beginnings, and that is another strength. A new path for life. You know, you are willing to take new leaps of faith, new journeys. Maybe your strength also can be being able to be alone and kind of self-work on yourself and reflect and gain enlightenment. And you take action on that, and that is it's really spiritual. Taking action on that kind of on the choices that you make. You're able to work on yourself, and you are okay with taking new leaps of faith, and also your other strength is taking action and having opportunities and having a renewal. Yeah, you are notorious for that, because you go through so many changes all the time, and you evolve to a better and better person. Somebody can be 20. So you maybe something that you can ask yourself is, are you acting accordingly to your intuition? And maybe, what is your calling? What is your calling in life? What is it that you believe? What is What is it that you want in life? What is it that calls you? What is it that calls your inner heart, your soul? And that is your strength. But I feel for you, it's a lot more spiritual than what I'm physically, that I'm just saying. And I hope that makes sense. As far as your near future, what is coming up for Scorpio? So as far as your near future, you need to know that you have all the tools that you need to be able to create anything that you want in life. You have the creativity, you have manifestation, you have talent, and you have miracles coming. And you have potential, and you need to know that as far as what's coming up. You need to also know that sometimes a victory is not worth the cost. So maybe if you feel like you're fighting with somebody and you feel like you need to win at all cost, maybe you need to know, you need to maybe how can I say, like, not do that, not just argue people for the sake of arguing or just the sake of winning. Maybe something that you can ask yourself as you're going through this is, what are you fighting for without consideration? So maybe you're not considering something that you are fighting for, or maybe it could be maybe a belief system or a belief, or I don't know. Just make sure that it's just not, it's worth the fight if you're going to be arguing something, and kind of reflect on that. Is that making sense? As far as what, let's see, your suggested approach. What is your suggested approach? What you need to know. Hope and fears. Oh, and happy birthday, Scorpio. This is Scorpio season. It's your time to shine. Future first, Scorpio. Okay, so here we go. So as far as your suggested approach is maybe to don't close yourself off to new ideas and new paths. Don't feel like you missed opportunities, or you feel closed off, or don't seclude yourself too much. And that is a strong suggested approach message. Maybe something that you can ask yourself when you're wanting to be alone all the time, or not wanting to socialize or be around anybody, is how can you open up to new ways of life? And then as far as what you need to know right now is that you need to be able to use your intuition to use your intuition to set your moral compass. So you know what's right and what's wrong, so you need to be able to act on that. You need to be honest, because if you're not honest, there is karma. You need to be fair. You need to hold accountability for the things that you do, and know that there is cause and effect. So that is what you need to know, is maybe being honest with yourself, being honest with others, and just work more on being truthful and speaking with truth. So, and then maybe when you find yourself reclusing yourself, you can ask yourself, how can you act truthfully today and do what's morally correct? So yeah, that's as far as what you need to know. And then we also have, as far as your hopes and your fears, as far as your hopes and your fears, they can be taking action and having adventure and being fearless. Maybe you are stuck and you feel like you can't take action, but you need to know that whatever you want to do, you should do it. So take action. Don't be afraid to not take action. And maybe things that you can ask yourself when you're going through this is, what is holding you back from taking action? So yeah, that's something to ask yourself. And as far as your potential future, you have a lot of accomplishments, you have a lot of responsibilities, you have had a lot of burdens, but you need to know, as far as your potential future, you have everything is going to be blossoming, and life will be a miracle to you. So focus on that. Focus on your end game and being happy and having a happy family. See how he's and or she, and they're a happy family, and that's what's gonna be you. That's gonna be you. So you're gonna be having a lot of fulfillment and dreams coming true. Maybe having a home near water, and you're going to be very emotionally happy. You're going to be in paradise, so know that, and believe in yourself and believe it. What you can ask yourself, how does your paradise on earth look and feel like? So you need to be able to feel all those emotions and feel and be able to see it. So yeah, that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Don't forget to, you can always come back and see the reading multiple times, because I know it's kind of a whole lot of information. And most of all, like the questions that you need to ask yourself when it comes to certain situations that you're coming across. Yeah, don't forget to like, share with somebody that you feel that needs to see it, and subscribe. And if you want to comment, go for it. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day.